Are we? Yes. I do believe we are live. Barely. Good Lord. Hello, 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 and welcome to probably a more so than usual chaotic episode of... where are we? What are we doing? What is this? This is Lightbite. There we go. Welcome to a very, very barely here episode of Lightbite, our Friday afternoon lunch stream where we do something arty in between something booky. Usually related to something booky. Right, first off, let's get the music playing. Announcement, since I always forget to do this. If you will look just below me here, there is artist and music, whatever's playing. We listen to kind of chill beats down here. Can we keep it? Where's everything? Is this playing? Can you hear this music? I don't know if you can. This will... Why are you not working? No? Not working? I don't know. If it is... Oh, dearie me. Why is everything... This is going to be a chaotic episode for the simple fact that up until 6 minutes ago, this computer would not turn on. So it's been chaotic. I have had to open it, take out fans, check what's not working, what's not connected. Cleaned it all out with an airbrush. Air hoover. What's it call it? A tin of air, whatever they're called. Yeah. Just I don't know what happened. Just decided today, nope, not gonna start. So it's already chaotic. It's very hot in here. I haven't had a chance to get changed yet. But hey, 12 o'clock is when we do this, and 12 o'clock is when we do this, and I'm going to figure out why the stream isn't playing music. I'm going to double check to see if you can actually hear it, because I can hear it. But whether or not you can hear it is also another question entirely. So let's first of all do some admin, and we're going to have a later stream than usual, I think. Let me check. Anymore? Oh, he's playing music. Okay. That was all just paranoia on my part. Who knows why. There must be something somewhere that says why it's not. Unhide all. Is one of these hid? Who knows? Anyway, welcome to the chaos. You may wonder, why is there a flag behind me? Well, for two reasons. One, it's Pride Month, so why not celebrate with everybody? Happy Pride Month to those of you who celebrate, and happy Pride Month to those of you who don't, because that's the way the world works. Everybody celebrates everything. We make everybody happy. It doesn't hurt anybody to make other people happy. Second of all, every year, and I say this quite literally, every year I have gone, I need to do something for Pride Month. I know, I'll get some stuff in. When do I remember this? Usually the middle of July. So I'm usually a month late. So this year I was prepared. I got flag. I did stuff. So we are going to celebrate this year. Because am I a member? No. Am I a supporter? Yes. Do I write LGBTQ plus fiction? Yes. Do I write inclusive fiction? Yes. So let's celebrate. Let's enjoy everybody. Let's have some fun. Right. What are we doing today? That is the question of the hour. First off, we turn on the screen. That would help. Second of all, we find the tablet. I told you, it's going to be chaotic. But we are here. We are doing arty stuff. And what we're doing today is mostly, well, to be honest with you, it's mostly prep work because I had nothing else planned. I've lost something as well, other than my will to live. Are you under the pride flag? You are under the pride flag. There we go, my notebook. Right, so here we go. I have a pen, I have microphone, I have drawing tablet, I have computer, I have you, I have cameras there. Hello. So yeah, what we're doing today mostly is just doing a little sketching and setting up. And setup, really. Because things are coming up. August and July is going to be relatively busy. Because I'm going to tell you now that I've got this open, I'm not going to be here next Friday, quite simply because I am clearing out my loft. That's the only reason. I needed help, and the only day people were free to help me was the 20th and 21st. So, and it's going to take 2 days. I tell you that, it's going to take 2 days. It's a nightmare. The 27th I'm back, the 4th I'm back. I should be up until the 4th I'm back, the 11th I might not be, I can't remember. But basically from 11th onwards, I am going to be entirely unavailable because school has finished, and that means I have a tiny human to take care of. Now, am I abandoning you for a month and a half? No. Is it going to change things up? Yes. So what are we doing? I'll tell you this now. From the 1st of August, or possibly the 28th of July, I haven't decided yet. Lightbite is not going to be on Fridays at 12 o'clock. It is going to be every night. Every night from 11 PM to 1 AM UK time, I'm going to be here and we're going to be working on this. And what this is a little project. Oh, 1 second, where's my tab? There we go. There's a little project that we are calling Control Snow. That is my handwriting normally. That is horrendous. But yeah, we are working on this little project here. And what this is, for those of you who haven't spotted, or don't follow the Patreon, by the way, there's a Patreon. I told you I'm terrible at this. There's a Patreon, there's a website, there's all of that lovely stuff, and it is down below. There is a banner at the bottom scrolling to tell you where you can find me, everywhere you can find me. Apart from my house, I'm not telling you that yet. We're good enough friends. But what that is going to be, so yeah, every month I publish an episode of a series and a short story. Last month's short story was a cyberpunk retelling of Snow White, because if Disney can screw it up, I can probably do better. In response to that one, I enjoyed writing it. It was enjoyed by the people who read it and told me they enjoyed it. And it got me thinking, I'd like to do an animation. Now you might be thinking, what does this guy know about animation? Well, I'll tell you, very little. That's a lie. Apart from writing, my main skill set is I'm a 3D digital artist, animator, rigger, lighter. I am a 3D generalist. I can do everything 3D related, from modeling to animation to lighting to texturing, and so that is what we're going to be doing across the entirety of the end of July and the entirety of August until school starts again. We're going to be doing a 2-hour, probably ASMR stream. Going to be a little bit ASMR for a simple fact that there will be people asleep in my house, and people can hear me talking. So I will be whispering. I will be talking very, very quietly, very calmly, and the microphone will be down here. It will be very, very chill, because it'll be 11 o'clock at night for me. But it'll be fun, and what we're going to do is we're going to do some modelling and animation for effectively we're going to make a short film in the style of Love, Death and Robots, because I liked Love, Death and Robots. Season 4 came out and I was absolutely excited, especially because they don't announce it, they just drop it, and like, here you go, here's a beautiful little treat. So they gave me a beautiful little treat, and what I'm going to try and do is, effectively, I'm going to try and, that's a nice pen, I'm going to try and make a Love, Death and Robots animation. I think it'll be fun. So what we're doing here today, this is primarily, can I make this? There we go. Pretty much take up the whole screen. What I'm going to do basically today is get things prepped and ready so you can see what it is I'm going to be working on. So what is Control Snow? Like I said, it's a cyberpunk retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Am I using dwarfs? No, because I don't have any. Am I modelling 7 tiny humans? No, because that's time consuming and painful. What am I doing? I'm designing 7 robots. So it's basically Snow White and 7 robots. But they will be small. They will be short, if that. Or some of them will be short, one of them's huge. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we have a series of robots, we have Snow White, and we have a cyberpunk city to build, and a layer den. If you don't know what I'm talking about, pop down to the Patreon below, subscribe to any of the tiers, and you can read everything I've ever written. Subscribe to the highest tier and you get ebooks as well with it. And when I say ebooks, I don't mean like little stories, I mean my published work, all 3 of them, the 4th one coming out in a couple of weeks, and that will be available for you for as long as you are a patron. Although, to be honest, once you sign up for the Patreon and you download them, they're yours forever. So that's my little gift to you. So back to today and what we're going to try and do. We are going to be working on making some little droids. So who is the first up? Well, I haven't got a layer panel. I want a layer panel. There we go, let's leave it at that. Let's make things somewhat easy for us. There we go. Doesn't need to be. There we go, that'll be fine. Oh, crunch. So, First off, who do we have as our first robot? I'm going to introduce him to each other. I'm not going to draw Snow online because designing humans takes a very long time. I might do that outside because I'm also not sure how well that I do with Twitch's and YouTube's terms of service when it comes to reference images. I'm designing a female character, you know what that entails. There will be anatomical drawings. Nothing grotesque, but live drawings for reference to get proportions and designs correct. That's not the perfect thing, it's an art thing we look at. When you do an art drawing, you spend a lot of time looking at naked people, mostly the elderly, because they need work apparently. So who is first up? First up, our robot is Torque. This is going to be the muscle, quite simply. So when I think of a kind of a muscly robot, we're kind of thinking like big shoulders. Yeah. So we've got kind of nice big bulky frame. I'm thinking kind of like a knight in armor sort of thing, but also don't want him to be kind of like towering or whatever. So we're going to have like the head sort of down here. So real kind of machine, kind of hulking, kind of eagle sort of thing. Source wise, you need that kind of like bulky, that base plate at the very least to get things in there, or to make joins and connecting legs and whatnot easier. So these videos will all be available on VOD for both Twitch and YouTube respectively. Need some kind of nice thick kind of bulky legs for this. Oh, those thick toes. This is a much more art related stream than usual, but this is sort of what I do when I'm not writing or working. This kind of gives you an idea of my process for coming up with things. I hope this is enjoyable because you're going to be stuck with it for a month even if it's not. There we go. There we go. Okay, when it comes to arms, you want a kind of a War Machine kind of vibe. So we're going to go for something like kind of proper chunk. So sort of kind of, if this was a human guy, the kind of guy that can barely move to turn around, just to try and do a full body turn every time he does anything, this is going to be a big chunky boy. Style wise, I'm thinking to make life easier for myself and kind of give it a style that I know I can hit. I'm going to go somewhere between like cartoony kind of stylish, also but kind of quasi-realistic. Is that the right word? Semi-realistic. So not realistic, realistic naturalistic, however you want to kind of phrase it. So it's going to be decent textures, proper proportions, and everything. But it's going to have that kind of style to it that you can tell it's not meant to be fully kind of serious. Why would it be? This is an animation about Snow White and 7 robots. So that's one thing. So yeah, that's one proposition. Yeah, that's kind of it. Then we can have like nice powder going to dent him up a little bit, make him look a bit rough and ready. And you kind of need these sorts of things, just kind of give details and yeah. I'm going to label everything because why not? Excuse me, salute. Okay. See you later, Talk. Right, who's next? We're going to go with our first little buddy that we see in the story, who's a little guy called Stub. He's basically a bot of all trade. Stub, 2 Bs. So he's going to be kind of little, not necessarily dopey kind of esque. He's like the little bot of all trade, doesn't really have anything particular about it other than he's a little bit silly. And he starts off missing an arm, so spoilers. So we've got one kind of like little and stubby, so thinking like a little trash can. trash can, garbage can, rubbish can, whatever you want to call it. So it's kind of got his little stubby body. Kind of got to taper the edges a little bit because at some point you've got to put legs in there. There we go. For his head, again, we're going to keep that kind of rubbish bin kind of style. Because hopefully you kind of tell the kind of style we're going for now. A little thing of lights. Should I draw him with both arms to start with? Because these bots, in the story, Snow is kind of effectively a runaway already. Let's start with the broken arm. Snow's a runaway. She's already in hiding. It's kind of the story starts halfway through the story because you don't need the beginning of Snow White to understand what's going on. Like people keep starting off Spider-Man with the origin story. We get it. We know boy gets bit by spider. We know Snow White. Girl gets hated by Queen. Escapes. Flees to a small cottage in the woods and starts a reverse harem. That's sorry. Oh, do we want? I just want you to have like chunky little stubby legs. Right chunk. Not even no knee joint either. Just arms, hands, and maybe kind of little rollers to go around on. Yeah. So these bots are all kind of like junkyard dog sort of style. Again, keep it simple. He's missing an arm, but he gets repaired, so don't worry about it. He doesn't suffer too much. Let's move Stub. You're gonna make you both up over here. Right, who's next? Who's next? Well, I have a list. I'm glancing down at my list of robots here and their characteristics to help me kind of come up with the design. What have we got next? We've got Patch and Twitch. Now these two are pretty much. I wrote them in stories kind of like brotherish, because they're the two repair bosses. One that does like the physical repairs, and one does the technical repairs. So I figured they'd be kind of like similar-ish because they have relatively similar functions. So let's start off with what we're going to do. We're going to give the. Oh yeah. Also, it cuts down on my kind of like design time if I don't have to. If I can directly, yeah, copy. I copy and paste one of the bots. I don't like that. Start over. Start with the body. Body is easiest to start with. So we're going to make him a little kind of skinny thing because he's maneuverable. Do I have a twist chat up? I do have twist chat up. There we go. So we've got kind of stubby, like thin little spindly body. He doesn't need to move around. He's meant to be light and getting into places. There's his kind of little joints. And we'll have that the separate kind of pelvis for full white 360 turning. So the hardest thing I find with for robots is the animation, because it's easy to kind of have set up humans for animation because you kind of set up like the kinetic chain, so you pull arm, elbow moves kind of thing. But robots don't really move like that, so it just takes longer, and you've kind of got to add a little bit of glitching to it. What I'm actually going to do for the kind of style as well to keep it fully in that little, not little, like that style of somewhere between animation and realistic, is I'm going to make it look semi-stop motiony, which is quite easy to do with animation software, especially when you're rendering keyframes. So instead of having to do every frame individually, I can, the way you would set it out for some little behind the scenes stuff here is, you would animate at one speed and playback at another. That's meant to be kind of like a little claw hand. Nah, I don't like the claw hand. Yeah, so you animate at one speed and play back at another, or render out at another. So this will be animated at 12 frames per second and then played at 24. Effectively adding that kind of little kind of shakiness to it that makes it look a bit stop motion. Hands. I also hate drawing hands. Hands are the bane of every artist's existence. But we don't need to worry about too many hands. See, they're going to spend too long worrying about how this hand looks. Let's do it over here. So we've got a reference of a look at this hand. There we go. Now just that's pathetic. This is more for the kind of stylistic points and kind of to get a reference of how things should sort of look when they're done. So I'm going to give him like a big kind of security camera style eye. Yeah, that's what we're going for. Say, depth perception is relative. They can use scanners and whatnot for that. Second optic up there, why not? And then we have a nice. Again, we're going to keep the spindly look with this guy, so it's all kind of bones. The three-toed kind of, not the three-toed, like the four-toed, you know what I mean, where it's like the foot is. I hope this kind of makes sense. Yeah, well that's kind of like the style of foot. It's got the multiple toes. Let's do some bit more reference of what those hands are going to look like. We're going to keep it relatively simple. Because why overcomplicate things if you don't have to? So I'm only making work harder for myself. Thumb joint. We're going to keep it 3 fingers just to make it easier. Because again, 3 fingers I think helps keep that sort of cartoony style. Snow is going to have the full range of fingers. Yeah, she would be a normal 5-fingered human. But for the bots, they can slum it out, yeah, with just the 3. You get a bit more kind of live detail here as well. Right, so again, Twitch and patch are going to be pretty much the same. Oops. There we go, Twitch and patch. You can hold hands. Oh, sweet boys. Right, they are also going to be slightly shorter than. Let's reverse that just for the sake of having. No, actually, no, we just move them down because. Oh, no, we can't. We're running out of room drastically on this drawing. Oh well. No. Put your name further up. There we go. Stubs up here. You're a fine little one. And talk. I'll just move your name slightly further over your head. These are not. Okay, these are no longer to scale. Talk. Stub. Twitch and patch with a little. You get the idea. So if you want to see those again, you can rewind back in the stream. Right, Twitch and patch. Then who have we got? We got Watt, who's our little electrical engineer, because you know, why not? What? That looks like that looks like an H, doesn't it? Wow. Let's work on your handwriting, Nicholas. There we go. That looks better. That's right. What is going to be? I think it's going to be a little different. And again, I wrote the story with a certain kind of thing in mind, but then when I came to designing them, I thought they all looked a bit too samey. So the story is not going to be 100% faithful to the story, but let's be honest, this is my story. I can do whatever the hell I want to it. Yeah, it's going to be a little kind of semi-spider body. Not spider, he's going to have 4 limbs, but and also kind of gives him something different, makes him stand out a little bit. Should he have kind of like multiple eyes and sensors around it to give him that real kind of spidery effect? Yeah. Keeping it nice and simple, he's going to just add a little bit of flavour to it, a little bit of different stylisticness to stylisticness. That's not the right word. A little bit of range to the character styles. Move what up here. So you can also ask me, what is that? No, we don't know. Who have we got next? So I've done talk, I've done patch, I've done Twitch, I've done what? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 left. Right, let's do Binex. Or Binks. However you want to pronounce it, Binex or Binks. Spelled with a capital X, so it's however you want to do it. Now, Binex. I wanted to keep kind of simple, because well, Binex is effectively the storage system, hence bin. So he's there for storage and cataloguing, and he's basically the data mine of the little group. Oh, I'm kind of cracking. So I was just thinking of librarian. All I could think of was kind of old. Well, no offense to any librarians out there, but you kind of, it's the stereotypical thing like something old, but I didn't want that. Yeah. So in the he's kind of covered up by a kind of dirty shawl. I was thinking of the librarians in the film 9, if you've seen that, which is a nice film. So let's kind of give it something like that. I'm gonna give him something like 9, but robotic instead of. So I'm really not sure how to start this design. Let's just start drawing and see what happens. I'm going to stick with the. Let's kind of give him a. This is a bit big to start off for a head. And give me no room for anything else. Let's try again with the kind of square head. Or how about instead? Yeah, we can invert it. Even the vertical eye. Thinking HAL 9000 kind of. Is it HAL 9000? Right, librarian. What are we thinking? Thinking spindly. We're going to go for core-ish kind of torso. I draw too big. That's better. Okay. Is it going to be spindly again? Yeah. Oh, that spindly two-part kind of connecting tube. So I have a style when it comes to robots. I've got either big and chunky or thin and spindly. For a librarian, it's going to be spindly. Nice knobbly knees. Scale-wise, they're all going to be about, apart from Torque, who's going to be a giant. And when I say a giant, I'm talking about like 10-foot-ish. I think all the other bots are going to be, and again, apart from Watt, who's kind of like a little squat, kind of like a cat. It's going to be about cat size. Speaking of cats, I haven't seen mine in a while. Yeah, the rest of them are going to be kind of like hip height to Snow, or Neve, as she's called in my story for cultural reasons. Have this the kind of robotic foot kind of thing, one part up to there and then another part further back like a high heel. That kind of gives a librarian vibes, doesn't it? And yes, I know there are male vibranium. Again, it's not the. For most people, I would assume, again, I am assuming a lot here. I would say it's about 50. When you think of a librarian, you think of the old lady in your village library. clenched fists. But what we wanted on him as well was kind of like a shawl. I refer to it in the short story as like a tattered tarp. I'm just saying that he kind of hides behind. Gives him a kind of a mystical wizard kind of look as well, I think. Yeah, one sleeve. I give him a real tatty Bojangles kind of style. Yeah, something like that. Oh, sorry. Die. Check. I don't think I did check. Was that right? Oh. Everything's buzzing at me, sorry. I forgot about that contest. I'm not going to bother with that, I don't think. Who has the time? Well, who we could talk? Turn talk back on. Binix is a bit close. There we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need the 7th. The 7th dwarf. What is this? Oh my God. Filth. But who's left? Hex. This is our last little boy. Hex is our little security bot. Hex. So this is kind of a little bloke, a little fella made of antennas and satellites, that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to be kind of trying to emulate. So what do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Really not sure about this one. For some reason, all that's coming into my mind is the Sentinels from the Matrix. So I thought we should kind of try and emulate. So do we go with like a lot of eyes? That's too big now. So this kind of security, but eye. so. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Let me have a think. Let me have a think. Let's have a look and see. Let's Google around for some inspiration. I didn't write Discord. Just give me a security bar. Stop giving me Discord. I want something human. I'd say yeah. Problem is when you think of security, let's do it for surveillance. Surveillance is the word we're looking for, really, isn't it? I could spell surveillance. Little thing on most, a lot of security just security cameras coming up. The problem is, as I found out after I wrote this story, which means I need to go back and change a thing, is did anyone else know that the word droid was copyrighted? It is copyrighted by Lucasfilms, which I think is politely bullshit. Because all you've done is remove half of the word android, and android is a combination, if I believe, of Greek and Italian words to come up with synthetic human. And now just to say, okay, we're going to take half of this word that was made up of 2 words from a language I don't speak, and I'm going to claim copyright over it, which I think is a bit... Well, it's very Disney, let's be honest. We're going to claim the rights to something that we have no right to. Oh well, anyway, that's a rant over, so what we're going to do, okay. Oh, what we're going to do. Let's finish off this circle. There we go. And let's make this line actually halfway up. So we're going to kind of split him. Delete your art. Was do we do? Was do we do? Was do we do? Was do we do? So, thing is, we think security cameras, we think satellites, so we want something with kind of antennae. Antennae. So let's start with that. Let's start with what we need. We need antennae. You do it. Okay, we're going to go for several antennae because this is going to be another little security drop. We don't have enough round robot heads, so let's let's stick with the round head. Gonna keep this chill. Now to erase, I've got a Control C. Slit lines. Maybe a couple. No. And again, we need that kind of. He's going to be a skinny boy. He's going to be a skinny boy. Is he going to be short and stubby skinny? Or is he going to be more? Here's an idea, let's make him a little more mobile. This guy is not going to have a traditional body. There we go. Here's what we're going to do. That's coming over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to wheel this big boy up. That's going to give him, make him a little different. Zipping around the place, slightly nervous, surveilling stuff. So what we got here is main wheel. Can I draw a circle to save my life? No. Can I do that? And there we go. So about the little tire treads going around. This little arm up there to a knot to. So there we go. That's going to be how he moves around. I think his arms are a bit too long there by comparison. So I need an elbow to be about here. It's going to be a little claw. Yeah, this guy's got claws. He's also picking things up and rolling around. There we go. So there we go. And then we have, I kind of like him. Who knows? It'd be more interesting to add some more depth to, not depth, but like more variety to the designs, I think. What's his name? So far away. X. And again, that was there just to show you how that's going to work, so that can go away now. Those are going to be our boys. 1, 2, so let me just show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, yeah. Because it would be foolish to go around and have Snow White and the 6 droids. Okay. I think that is a pretty good start. So we've got our bots. No, we don't want to duplicate them. Organise them. Put them there. Minimize. Not minimize, but make vanish. As for snow, okay, we're going to do a little bit of brainstorming now about snow. Because we need have to have a reference sketch off camera, because off screen, because you know. Let's find one that does not breach terms of service anyway. Model might be the now. I can spell. I can spell. Right. So let's find a decent kind of reference sketch that we can refer to. There's all. Why is there so many Spider-Man poses? Oh, I know why. There you go. Right, let's pick. I need one that's just full, but again, I can't show you these. Not risky. It's just I don't want to breach somebody else. These are other people's work, other people's reference images. So let's. You okay? I'm impressed we've made it this far in the stream, to be honest. And again, I was happily sitting here having lunch, watching a wee bit of. I was actually watching Crunchyroll. I was watching 86, very good anime. Yeah, and suddenly my entire computer just shut down and packed in. It was like, no, we're done with this. My computer 86 whilst I was watching 86, which is not ideal, let me tell you. Okay, so now we got torso. Yes, that's exactly what you think it is. Okay, that's it. I'm not great at drawing people. But this is going to be what we have to. Not what we have. This is not going to be a reference image in the slightest, because I will spend significantly more time. I might do a VOD of this after I've taken out all of the inappropriate stuff, like the reference image at the start, and just show you how I basically deform her. Okay, so things we need to kind of be thinking about when we do the human side of it is this arm is going to be gone. I'm going to replace this with a kind of nice, a little roboty prosthetic, which is going to be similar in kind of many ways to an actual human. I'm going to look up some decent references. I might, for references for a kind of decent human fake arms, Full Metal Alchemist is like your go-to, because they do some incredible, like the automail in Full Metal Alchemist is perfection. Or I might just play a bit more Cyberpunk, because that then gives me a reason, an excuse to play Cyberpunk. We need to have kind of the old like a little port in the back of the head for story reasons, for where you jack into things. What else? Nice, a bit of a facial scar. Arm's gonna be okay. Ooh, do I take off a leg, or do I go do full Elric, or just do like from the knee down, like a knee down prosthetic? Or should it be on the same side, or should it be the other side to balance things out? Balance things out and have like a automated arm there. Nah, let's keep her legs intact. Okay. So we got, instead of having the typical kind of Snow White hair, we're gonna go for, we're gonna cyberpunk it up, so it's gonna be like a full side printing and then shaved heads. There. Facial scar, because why not, just to show she's actually had a little bit of bit of a battle in her. She has fight in her. This arm is going to be intact, as it were. And yeah, style. We're thinking like roughed up, not living crate, so we'll keep it kind of punkish. It's a mechanic girl. I think he kind of like Winry Rock Bell, but not. I just have Full Metal Alchemist on the brain today, it seems. Maybe I should go back and watch Full Metal. So, go tank top, and got heavy cargo trousers, I think, with kind that have too many pockets in them. You can kind of see what I'm going for here, I hope. Again, not drawing a human hand on screen because I don't have that in me and hands are upsetting. I used to spend a lot of time at art school and in high school when I was just learning to do art in general, staring at my hands and trying to draw them because my art teacher told me how hard they were to draw. And I have some, in a sketchbook somewhere, I have pages and pages and pages of just very, very well drawn, in my opinion, hands in different poses, just as like practice. And then I went to university and it all straight gone. So this is going to be a fake shoulder as well. So this is where everything kind of kicks off. Got the female kind of kick from there. You might just try and copy actual bone structure as much as possible there and add wires in place of ligaments and whatnot, then just the auto male hand. That's going to have. You should think of kind of other kind of like cybernetics. We have some tattoos, maybe. Yeah, tell me, what do you think? Because we got into 1 o'clock. We had a semi-late start, but we didn't do too badly. And we got pretty much all we needed to do done for today. And we're going to do another prep stream next time, which is just going to be sketching. Oops. So anyway, it is 1 o'clock. I need to go and do chores in general and have a shower desperately because I've spent my morning fixing this computer. Because I wanted to do this stream. I like spending time here. Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on VOD, my name is Cennamo-Smith. I definitely didn't do the introduction earlier. I didn't. I know I didn't. It's been a morning. It's been a night. It's been a day. It's been a life. Desperate need of a holiday. Somewhere quiet, just dump me in a forest and leave me there. But to be fair, I went on holiday to a forest this weekend and I got woken up at 5 in the Saturday morning by a rave. That was not ideal. Anyway, enough about that. Thank you for coming. My name is Cennamo-Smith. I am a fantasy author, crime author. I write a crime fantasy series called Monsters Lost and Found. Links in the description below. The new book is coming out in 2 weeks' time. On the 1st of July, it will be available in ebook, paperback, hardback. Get your pre-orders in now if you're interested. If you want to show any other kind of support, you can put down to my Patreon, link below as well. There you get the first Monday of every month you get an update on what's going on, what's coming out, what's new, what we're working on. You get behind the scenes stuff, so you'll get more of this stuff that hasn't come out, won't be on the live streams, the stuff that I'm doing in between. I might pop the human modelling stuff there instead, because that's something else to work on. And that's Patreon, so they don't care. Yeah, if you sign up for the Patreon, you get there's monthly updates, which are for everybody. You also get on the second Monday of every month, you get a episode of a serial, so a full chapter of an upcoming book. The last one came out this Monday, which is the final chapter of The Rat King of London. That is now finished. So there are 18 chapters. What's the month today? 17 chapters of Mort Seals Lost and Found out for you to enjoy, and that series has come to a completion. Next month a new series is starting. We drew the cover for it several episodes ago. That is Insecticide, which is a noir crime thriller. First episode comes out next month, and then another one coming out in August, second Monday of every month. Last Monday of every month is a random short story. For example, last one's was Control Snow. There's some other stuff there, all for your enjoyment. Please check it out. Even if you just look, comment, share. If you can't support directly, anything you can do, share this stream, tell people about me, follow along on Instagram, anything you can do, I would appreciate all of it. That is all for me for now. To reiterate again, I will not be here next Friday, but I will be here the following Friday, and then after that we are switching to nighttime streams after a 2-week break. But the Patreon will still be updated with lots of stuff, so stick around. Anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. My name is Cennamo-Smith. I've had a lovely time with you. Happy Pride Month. Take care of yourselves. Love each other. Stay safe. Bye.